we got another event. Okay. I can't even say this word. Oops.
Welcome to my life. I can't say a lot of the words. Just butcher it. Go ahead.
Okay, no.
Bourgeoisie?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Twitch. Yeah. Request privileges.
Okay.
I'm just gonna call them the B class. The B class has grown increasingly resentful of the power of the noble families, and particularly their lack of opportunities in the higher ranks of government. So we can either grant them privileges or deny them privileges. Wow, and each of these kind of suck. We can lose 50 administrative power or 50 diplomatic power. I mean, I don't want to grant them privileges, but like, should we grant them privileges?
Well, you have to do one, and Twitch chat wants me to point out that if you choose to refuse just to answer, just like leave the event open, you have about 3 months until the event will auto-choose the first option. So you do have to choose. There's no way around it.
Okay.
You can either increase the bourgeoisie's influence, and it's I think that one comes at a reduction to one of the other types, right?
Yeah, if we grant them privileges, the nobility estate loses 10 loyalty.
Okay, so go ahead and press F1 and then F4, and I'll help you like strategize your way through this decision. So right now we haven't done the interactions. We've just kind of left this on the back burner. The way this works is that they are all neutral right now. Like they're providing us some bonuses. The burghers are giving us 10% trade efficiency. The clergy are giving us 15% tax modifier, and the nobility are giving us some manpower recovery speed. And the reason they're doing that is because they are between 40% loyalty and 60% loyalty.
Shit.
That first number says 50. If they go below 40, then they get mad. So we're right in the middle, which means that if you piss off the nobles, we're not actually going to piss off the nobles because they'll be at 40, which is still within the range.
Okay, if they go below that.
Right. They have to be at 39.99 until they actually get upset. So you can...
Alright, we're going to grant them privileges and piss them off.
Okay. So then when you look at that screen again now, you'll see now the burghers are at 60 loyalty and the nobles are still good. Notice how we have an extra bonus now from the burghers. Instead of just getting trade efficiency, they're also getting development cost -5. When they are loyal, they're 60% or above, you get a secondary benefit. That
cool.
This also scales with the amount of influence that the estate has. So the burghers only have 26% overall influence. If you wanted to increase their influence, we could do that. And it's probably a good idea right now. So let's go to do some in-state interactions. There's a button by the burghers. Let's go ahead and click the Grant Monopoly Charters button. We'll give away 5 prestige in order to make them gain 10 influence and gain another 15 loyalty.
Okay, so you want to grant monopoly charters.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Now we're at 75.
All right, and then let's say we want to do some of these other clicks to really crank up their overall effect. We need to give them more land. So to give them land, you can either do it one of two ways, either in an individual province level, just clicking on a province, there's like a little screen that pops out where you can assign it, or you can use the macro builder. B9 is the estates tab. And then you click on burghers. And then when you're looking around at the provinces, you can see color coding for like who owns what. So the nobles own a lot of our land. Yellow is the clergy, and the burghers only have one.
I need those hotkeys again. What are those?
So B opens the macro builder. 9 takes you to the estates tab.
Got it. Okay, I'm in it.
And then you click burghers to see, like, to be able to assign something to the burghers. So the problem is that the burghers only have one province.
Yeah.
So we need to give them another one, but we don't have one to give because they can't accept any. If there were a province that could be granted, there'd be like little checkered green lines instead of red lines. You can't give them Lisbon.
We do have one.
Where?
Oh, wait, no. Instead of green, it has to be checkered.
Well, it'd be green instead of red. So what I like to do usually is, you see that little island called Madeira in the southwest?
Oh, okay. Yes, I see this. Okay, now I see. Yeah.
Hover over that province while you have the burghers selected, and it will give you some information about why we can't give it to the burghers. It says Madeira cannot be granted to the burghers due to one of the following must be true. Either you need to be a republic, or the development of the province has to be at least 10 or 5 trade power in the province. And you can see it says 441. This is a 4 base tax, 4 base production, and 1 base manpower province. So there's only 9 development here. So let's click on Madeira, and then let's just add a development.
Okay.
So I would probably bump the middle click here. So again, this game is so complicated, but there's 3 types of like resources in a province. There used to be only one. It used to be called base tax. Then they split it into 3 parts. Now there's taxes, production, and manpower. So this is how you increase the middle option, the production of a province. The little red one is how you exploit it to destroy the development. We want to increase the base production by 1. So it should cost 60 diplo points if you want to just click that. Okay, so now when you go back, again, B9, click burgers.
Okay.
Now see how Madeira is green checkered?
Yeah.
Instead of being red. Now it's got 10 development, so it's grantable. So grant that to the burgers. Just click on it and then say confirm. It'll ask like, are you sure you want to do this?
Did the thing.
All right, now go F1, F4 to go back to the estates tab again. Now go to the estate interactions and you'll see some new options. First off, do you notice anything different about the modifiers that the burgers are giving us?
Yeah, so I think everything went up.
Yeah. The important numbers are what? It's like 25, 50, 75, and 100 for certain things, but it's also 15, 30, 45, 60 for the main ones. So because we're at above 45, we're getting 3/4 of the overall benefit they could give. If we get to 60% influence, we'll get the maximum bonuses. So let's hire an admiral. So it says estate interactions.
For an admiralship?
Mm-hmm. We gain an admiral and they gain 20 influence. So now when you look at their influence, they're at 67% influence. Now they have trade efficiency plus 20, development cost minus 10. That's the maximum bonus you can get. So 60% influence is like a good number to shoot for to get the full benefit out of your estates. We could also try to milk some other stuff from them if we wanted to like make some money. For example, we could just ask them for a contribution, or we could demand some monarch points. If we get their influence to 75, the clique will upgrade to 150 diplomatic points. I think for your very first campaign, don't worry about min-maxing this. If you want to take the clique, you can just take some diplo points. It's fine. We don't need to worry about getting to the sweet spot. It's not a big deal.
Okay.
So go ahead and click.
I have to tell you, I'm not the greatest with math. I actually have. I'm very heavily dyslexic, and I have dyscalculia as well. So, like, if I'm hesitating with numbers or I ask you to repeat something again, that's kind of why, because I'm just trying to make sure, like, my brain is also computing at the same speed.
Mm-hmm. All right. Twitch chat wants me to explain Monarch power.
Yeah,
well,
I'm
Monarch power is like, you know, magical doves and like paper with quills that the monarch uses to influence the country for some reason. It's an abstraction of the power of the ruling class, basically, like what they can do, what they can, you know, everything takes monarch points, whether it's technology, ideas, peace deals, development, everything. So the 3 different types kind of translate into taxes, diplomacy, and military, but
okay.
For now, I would just do both clicks. Do the demand diplomatic support click. That'll give us 100 points, and then I like this. Rex123Y says it's mana you siphon from your ruler till they run out and die. that's what monarch points are. Next, do the ask for contribution. Basically, just ask the burghers to give us some of their money. All right.
Okay.
Since we've talked about these thresholds, we might as well now do a little bit more interaction with like the clergy and the nobles. So go down to the clergy. We want to try to get the clergy's influence above 60 in order to get the maximum national tax modifier from them. Right now they're giving us 15%. We can get it up to 20. So you could seek support from the clergy for another 5 prestige and legitimacy. And you can also go ahead and send an emissary to the Pope as well for 10 more papal influence. And now see how, because they're above 60% loyalty, the extra perks kicked in, the stab cost modifier minus 10%, and then the yearly papal influence. Those were extra for them being loyal. But also, national tax modifier upgraded from 15% to 20%. So with these guys, if you want, we can, again, demand some monarch points, or we could just leave them loyal. If the estates are happy, they're green, you get more good events than if they are neutral or negative. If they're mad, then you get bad events.
I think we should leave them green, because like the clergy, I'm a monk, so like I'm.
Okay.
Respect.
That's a great argument. In that case, do you want to bribe them a bit? You can make them really loyal.
Yeah, okay.
Go ahead, make a generous donation.
Make generous donation. Yeah, look at that. 80.
Okay. Hover over where it says 80%, And the tooltip will explain a little bit more now. They are currently at 80%, and it will trend toward 50 on a monthly basis. The current monthly change is 0.13%. So they're gonna like lose loyalty over time, down to 50, and then once they get to 50, they just stay there. So they're currently up by 30, and they're gonna lose about 0.13 per month. So they're gonna be loyal for 230 months, which is about 19 years.
How can you just do that off the top of your head? Do you just like know that?
No, I have a calculator. I have a keyboard shortcut. I have a keyboard shortcut on my keyboard for pulling up a calculator. But yeah, I like to maybe imagine like I can just do it all instantaneously in my head. Super. No,
you should have just said yes. I would have been very impressed.
Yeah, well, yeah, I definitely do. Yep. I'm Rain Man. So, lastly, we have the nobles. They already have 80% influence, which is really dangerous because if they go to 100%, we'll have a disaster to deal with. So we don't want to increase their influence at all. And they're also really almost disloyal. They're at 40% loyalty. Yeah. We could do a called diet, but that raises their influence to 90%, and it's not difficult.
We lose 5 prestige.
5 more prestige. We've already lost 10 from the last 2.
Yeah, no thanks. Sorry.
So for now, like, we can just leave that one alone. It's not a big deal. All right, so that's the estates. Good?
Yes.
Good. All right, let's wait until January.
Do you actually have Excel sheets? I see chat talking about Excel sheets.
I have done spreadsheet streams where I'll have 2,000 people watching me play Microsoft Excel. Yes.
Wow.
They have been quite fun in the past. All right, now is a good time to like just start prepping the army and the navy in general, because our truce with Granada expires in. To see this, by the way, there's a map mode. If you press the U key.
Yeah.
Again, they love checkered lines, so U shows the truce map mode, and you can see green lines over Castile. That means we have a Casus Belli on them. Green lines over Morocco. But then see in Granada how we have green lines, but there's like a yellow background?
Yeah.
It's a visual representation for how long the truce is. The more red the background is, the longer the truce. Okay. And when you hover over it, it says our truce will expire in February of 49. So we have like 6 months or so to prepare for the war. So let's unmothball the combat navy, the extra heavies that we have. Mm-hmm. If you select them, you can see they're down to 25% hull strength. They've been sitting around doing nothing for a while, so they're kind of weak.
So we gotta repair them.
Yeah, and they'll repair at 10% per month. So if we unmothball them now, they will repair in about 7 months.
I've unmothballed. This is what we wanted, right? Now are we going to lose a ton of money?
Not a ton, but we are going to be losing some. But that's okay. Like, war is profitable in this game, so if you're winning, it is. It's not profitable when you're suiciding your army against France, though.
I mean, it's the same in Civ.
So we lost a lot of money with that, but outside of that, no, it's very profitable. We don't need to raise the maintenance on the army as close. Like, we can raise the maintenance on the army much closer to the actual date than the Navy. Navy takes slower. It's a lot slower to repair. We have a new alert.
Too many military leaders.
Mm-hmm.
What? Why is that bad?
Where is she from?
Oh, too many cooks.
Where is she from? The hair looks surreal.
Oh boy. Well, I'm an American. I'm from New York, and the hair's not real. I'm really sorry, guys. I didn't mean to break it to you, but like, it's for a character. I played a character at EU4. This is a wig. Why am I'm not gonna dab.
What is dab? I don't know what that means.
You don't know, like, you don't know how to do a dab?
I don't know. What does that mean? I'm completely out of the loop here. What's that?
I just dabbed on you.
I don't get it. What is it?
It's just a...
I'm totally serious right now. I don't have any idea what's happening. Am I gonna have to, like, Google this?
Oh my God.
I'm gonna go Google this.
It's blowing up.
What the hell is a dab?
They're calling you a dad. You're saying your dad status.
I am, but what?
Such a dad. Old man. They're all calling you an old man.
Oh God. What the hell does that word mean?
It's an action. You do a dab on somebody. You dab on them.
I don't get it. I still don't get it. I just okay.
You're gonna dig a deep hole with these guys.
What is dabbing and how do you smoke dabs? Is it smoking? I'm Googling this right now. I don't understand. What is dabbing and how should you do it? Okay, it's okay. All right. I see what the kids are doing these days. Okay then. All right, let's move on. All right.
That was great.
Okay. Anyway, so we're losing 1 military point per month because we have too many leaders because we hired that admiral, right?
Yeah.
We hired the admiral to raise the influence of the burghers, but now we have too many leaders. So we have a leader limit.
Fire him?
We could. If you want to keep military point generation, then we need to fire an admiral. We currently have 2. We've got Earl of Avranches, and then we've got Diogo Gomez, and then we've got Jamie, the new admiral. So press F1, F2. We'll take you to the military tab.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's like a subsection on the right-hand side, leaders. That's where I just saw those guys. So
I don't like Jamie's name. We're going to get rid of them.
Okay, the naming is good, important. It's maybe a good metric to use. More importantly, the little pips, the little dip dots, those are very, very important. And he's also bad. So he's not as good as Diogo. Let's fire him on your reasoning, though, because it's funnier. But
His name is trash.
I don't think I've ever fired someone just because I didn't like their name. Like, if they have good stats, I'll use them.
Bye.
All right, cool. All right, good to go. Now, speaking of the admiral, he's currently not being used, so we should at least put him in charge of a navy. Okay. Let's see if you can find the trade fleet that we sent off at the beginning of the game.
Oh my gosh.
You can either, like, zoom in and hunt around and look for it, or if you want, you could just use the outliner on the right-hand side of the screen.
That one dude, right?
Spartacus got fired. Yeah, well, Spartacus got fired because he was a 2-star. He had 2 pips out of 8. That's why he got fired.
I think I got him.
Okay, and then just like with the army, you just appoint the leader. There is a keyboard shortcut for that, naturally, because I added it. The N key is what you can use for leaders.
Okay.
Or you can just click the no leader button. We want to assign the admiral, or in this case, he's technically an explorer, to the navy because if war breaks out, it's better to have an admiral. And also, he makes the trade fleet slightly better because he has maneuver skill.
Okay, I did the thing.
You did the thing. Okay, you did the thing, but you assigned him to the mothballed navy. That is not. So he's just hanging out with all the derelict ships. He's not actually maneuvering anything.
Wow, I'm such a great leader. No, but it's only giving me that option.
Okay, so in the outliner,
Yeah.
scroll down to the section where it says navies. You can just click and then go down to the next one. So just cycle until you find the one that's got the 5 light ships in it.
Got it. Okay, now I got it.
Mm-hmm. So the way the math works on maneuver, Diogo Gomez has 3 fire value, 3 shock value, and 3 maneuver.
Mm-hmm.
Each one maneuver increases the trade power of the fleet by 5%. So he's increasing the fleet's power by 15% right now. We probably should have used them a while ago, but we were too busy getting stack wiped by the French.
I was too busy trying to pick on the big bully of the game.
Yeah, 3rd rank, great power. Good rival. Good. And it's also kind of silly, though, that he rivaled us. That's pretty uncommon. A lot of new players would probably just start over because who the AI rivals is random. And really, they shouldn't be allowed to rival Portugal. We're so much weaker than him. He only showed up on our list of eligible rivals because he had rivaled us. It's like Castile wants to re-up our nuptials. How are you feeling about Castile these days?
I don't know. I guess.
This is like a whole new level of roleplay EU4. I can't like trying to decide if you get married based on actual feelings and not hard numbers and math. I don't understand.
Well, that's all I do is roleplay. I LARP. Like, it's my job.
I know that one. Now, dabbing, I still don't understand, but LARPing, I know how to LARP. I've learned about LARPing.
Okay, so
right.
Yeah, we're gonna accept that, because I guess, like, whatever, they're gonna be Spain one day, and it's like, it's whatever, it's cool.
Sure.
I'm Iberian, so.
No, there is actually a pretty sizable amount of thought that can go into royal marriages and the political dynasty game, because you can get personal unions over other countries, where just because they die without an heir or something, you can actually inherit their country or become the ruler of their country. right, we're about 3 months away from our truce with Granada, so let's go ahead and raise maintenance on the full army.
Now they're talking about T-posing. Guys, leave him alone. Oh, we have another event.
Okay.
So it's tyrannical nobles, a representative of the people living in an area dominated by one of the most prominent families of nobility, has approached the throne today, imploring the king to take action against what he claims are systemic abuses of power against the people there. So we can turn a blind eye, or we can chastise the landowner.
Sounds like the nobles
the state
are...
loses 15 loyalty, which would put them under the 40.
Okay. Well, I mean, what is the other option acceptable at all, or...
It's turn a blind eye, lose 1 base tax in Coimbra, a nobility estate gains 15 loyalty.
Okay, but if you do that, don't they also gain influence? Or...
Yeah.
So we want to avoid...
No, I don't think they gain influence. It just says gains 15 loyalty.
Okay, then I would probably let them do that then. And I'll show you why in a sec. Go ahead and let them do it. We're going to lose 1 base tax. 1 base tax is worth about 1 gold per year.
Fine, we will turn a blind eye.
So Coimbra just went from 5 down to 4. And now we go again, F1, F4. Let's go look at the estates again.
F1, F4, yep.
So now I probably would risk doing the call diet because their loyalty is above 50. And if we do the call diet, they'll gain another 15. So go ahead and call diet.
Did it?
And now we can do the demand military support and get 150 military power, which is a lot. And it's actually very tactically significant because military tech 4 is very, very strong. We started off at military tech 3 because we're a Western technology nation. Mm-hmm. So if you go F1 and then 6, this is the technology tab.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see we have administrative tech 3, diplomatic technology 3, and military technology level 3. Tech 4 is really, really strong. It gives you military tactics and land morale, which we'll talk about in more detail as we get deeper into the game. But basically,
I'm not gonna lie to you, I was just gonna be like, do we have to up our science? Like, because
yeah, our science generation. It's basically
do we have to up our science generation.
It's pretty much what it is. I mean, Miltech 4 is probably not the strongest upgrade. I'd say Miltech 15 is the biggest overall power upgrade, but it's probably second strongest. So those extra 150 military points are going to make us tech up very, very early compared to where we normally would have gotten it. And if we really want to focus on making military tech happen, we can actually literally do that. We can focus. If you go F1 1 again, you see we're back near our advisors. We generate 6 admin points a month, 8 diplo points a month, and 5 military points a month. And do you see how there's like a little green check on the diplomatic one?
Mm-hmm.
We're currently focusing on diplo. It's something that Portugal starts off doing because they historically go colonial. But if we wanted to try to rush Tech 4, like think about it in terms of like Civilization 5, like what, you rush like an archer or something? Slinger, that kind of thing? Mm-hmm. Like we can try to rush Tech 4 by focusing Mill, and then we'll generate more military points per month and we can try to get there sooner. However, you can only change this once every 30 years, so it's kind of a long-term commitment. We did get our butt kicked by France, so it's probably a good idea to focus Mill.
Okay. Let's focus military then. I'll take your word for it.
So we'll go from 5 points up to 8. So that's a lot more. Now we're going to be on track to have Miltech in January of 51, says the game. So 2 years away. All right, let's go ahead and unpause then. And in like 1 month, our truce will be up with Granada. And this is a much safer war for us. All right, truce with Granada. Come on, come on. Let's murder the Granada. All right. Did you get a pop-up? Our Granada?
Yes, I did. Our truce with Granada has ended. We can now declare war without additional penalties.
All right, so go ahead and declare war on Granada. I'm going to go make a sandwich. You go ahead and win the war. I'll be back soon. Just good luck.
Wait, no.